Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Diavandre. I'm super excited to do this. This is our first Drop In Wednesdays podcast. The goal is to create a space where dancers can talk about dance, can talk about business, and even hip hop culture. So I don't know what expectations I have for this. This is the first one, and I'm super excited to get started. We're going to be doing this on a weekly basis going forward. And if you want to join in, you want to participate, you want to ask questions, we will love that. Your feedback and your questions is how we're going to continue to develop this going forward. So let's get started. The way that I want to run some of these podcasts is starting off with business concepts for dancers and for dance studios. I think it's very important that we love our art. We're very passionate about what we do, but there also needs to be a healthy, balanced conversation around how do we continue to deal with, technological innovations, and how do we keep our art alive? How do we keep our businesses going? And how do we keep our communities together? So those are things that I care about personally. And hopefully this is a space where other people kind of care about those same things. So let's start with a business concept. I'm going to start with one for dancers. They sound very basic, and I think in the future I would love to hear feedback on this. So one of the first concepts for dancers starting this week, I have no content to show, so you're just going to see me in my face and my arms, but is what is business? I think there's this idea that business is a thing that you do, and I've become very convicted in the idea that business is not something you can study. It is a accumulation of multiple topics rooted in two things in my mind. The first one is opportunity cost. And the second one is strategy. So when people think of business, they think of, oh, I need to have money to do this ideal and create an LLC. And I've become very convinced that when you're starting a business, the two things that matters the most is your ability to assess opportunities and decide which one is most impactful, right? So for example, if I'm a dancer and I want to either start a dance studio when I graduate, or I want to move to LA to pursue a possible internship with Disney in Orlando or somewhere in LA. It's really just about assessing what's the cost that this is going to take me, and does that play into my second word, my strategy, right? And so there's more. I would love to open up about that in later episodes, but I think that's just a really good business concept for us to go study. What is opportunity cost? How does it play into my personal life? And what strategies am I using to become who it is that I want to become, right? Everybody has their own destination. So that's the first one for dancers, I think, is opportunity cost and strategy. For dance studios, I think this is a very soft topic, but I have a lot of conversations with dance studios. I consult some dance studios. I do a lot of marketing for them. And I have other dance studios. I just talk to the studio owners here and there. And I see a common thing. There's this fear about how do I run my studio, but at the same time, keep it alive doing technology, and how do I learn these new things? I think it's not just dance studios, but service-based businesses are overwhelmed, right? And I think there's one word that I would like to use. This is the concept, is digital transformation. I'll show you. Oh, actually, I don't have any content right now, but I'll give you a recommendation. Let's see if I can type this so you guys can have this at home. I'm going to give a recommendation. This is called Competing in the Age of AI. It's written by two Harvard business professors. And I read this book, and it really, really helped me understand, as a small business, as a service-based business, the things that I'm supposed to be looking for in order to help me feel confident in this continuously innovative world, right? And some of those concepts were technology. Some of those concepts were software. Some of those concepts were data, which is a really huge word in the business community right now. And then the last one was people. As we move, we're going into new technology. I'll give you an example. Some of your parents were not super excited to create a website, right? A website was very different from some of the business systems we had before. And then we went into applications, right? Mobile apps were the big thing. Now we're moving into data and software. And so as a business owner, as a small service-based business, I really think that you should be becoming a little bit more informed and educated around data processing and softwares to help you take some of those administrative tasks off your desk. I would love to talk with you more about it. You can look at this book. You can even Google this, guys. It's a really good video. It's probably 3 minutes. Go to YouTube, type in Competing in the Age of AI. And you're going to see these two Harvard professors, and they're going to discuss their theories and their numbers and their reasoning on how small service-based businesses can compete as we continue to all go technological driven and data driven. So I'm going to pause. Hopefully I did not just overwhelm you with a lot of information. I'm excited to get past this and get into who we all are here for. They're way more accomplished. They're national champions, obviously much more attractive. And I'm just super excited to jump into how the things that they have accomplished, their journey, and the things that they've done. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to share with you Davenport University dance team. But before I bring them in, I'm going to show a little video. Let's kind of look at some of the stuff they've been up to.
Hi, my name is Kendall. I am a 5th-year senior, and I am captain of the dance team.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Cole, and I'm a junior on the Davenport dance team.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm a 4th-year senior, and I'm one of the captains of the dance team.
Hi, I'm Grace Kukla, and I'm a freshman at Davenport University.
Hi, my name is Natalie Stockel, and I'm a junior captain on the Davenport University dance team.
Hi, my name is Krista Vanderwall, and I'm a 5th-year senior on the Davenport dance team.
Hi, my name is Madison Litwinski, and I'm a 3rd-year junior on Davenport University's dance team.
Hi, my name is Isabel Royston, and I'm a freshman on the Davenport University dance team.
Hi, I'm Paige Sink, and I'm a freshman on the Davenport University dance team.
Hi, I'm Morgan Bernstein, and I'm a sophomore on the Davenport dance team.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenna Bellion, and I'm a sophomore here at Davenport University.
Hi, I'm Abigail Brown. I'm a freshman at Davenport University.
Hi, I'm Samantha Scalise, and I'm a senior at Davenport University.
That was such a really, really cool video. Welcome to the stream, guys. We have, we're going to have them introduce themselves. I don't want to introduce them. So let's start with Coach.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be here. Nothing like now to just speak to more people, reach out through this awesome resources that we have. Thank you so much for having us, Dance Aspire and DJ. We really appreciate the opportunity. Well, I'm Coach Kai. I have been with Davenport University for now 8 seasons. It seems insane. Time flies, but every year gets better. I actually was on the dance team right out of college and was super honored to dance on the team. I danced on the Rampage for a little bit, and as we all know, the AFL collapsed, the league collapsed, and I had this wonderful opportunity. It's amazing in life how these things just come across your fold, and you never know where it's going to take you. But this has taken us to 3 national championships and some of the best memories of my life. I do coach part-time. I actually am integrated into the community quite a bit in hospitality. I work for AHC Hospitality, which is located right in downtown Grand Rapids. And super prideful to be the senior marketing manager there and part of this community when it comes to fitness, hospitality, food and beverage, and of course, dance. So happy to talk more.
Thanks so much for introducing yourself. You guys want to take it away?
Go ahead, Jenna.
Hi, everyone. You kind of just saw a video of me, but I'm Jenna. I'm a junior at Davenport. This is my 3rd year, and my major is biological laboratory sciences. It's on the pre-med track, and my career goal is to be a plastic surgeon.
Nice. Didn't know that. That's super cool to know.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gabrielle. I'm a senior here at Davenport. I'm also one of the captains this year, and I'm studying business and administration. Have no clue where I'm going to go, but that's okay. I'm along for the journey.
Awesome. Yo, so again, thank you guys so much for being here. I know it was super awesome to hear that you guys were actually wanted to be here. You wanted to share. So let's kind of get into you guys' stories. So can we first kind of talk about our relationship with dance? Like, how did you guys get into it? Why does it play a big role? Why are you committing so much time and resources? So let's start with Coach.
Oh boy, the good old dance history for everybody. I think most of us can say my mother put me in it at a young age. Maybe because she wanted to dress me up. I'm not sure, but thankful for it. I started with a traditional tap and ballet duo and did studio dance for as long as I could remember. And then I think I did a camp randomly at a high school, and one of the high school coaches approached me and she was like, you should really be on a dance team. I had no idea about dance team world or high school dance or anything. So I started on the middle school pom team. There was like 100 of us, something crazy. But they only recruited me because I had crazy facials. I was not technically inept at all.
There you go.
But the instant I started on that, I really found a passion for it. The camaraderie was different. When I was in a studio, I was behind, I was never the competitive girls. I was too intimidated to even get to that point. And I don't think at that point either, the studios were really looking for those young children to mold them. The world is really different nowadays. We had dance clubs, social media blew up. You're really forming these young kids now to be competitive dancers. But prior, I think they were waiting for these young kids to tell people that they were ready to be competitive. Compared to giving them the tools to the toolbox, I was too timid to ask. So the moment that I was able to be part of this team and this camaraderie and feel like I was inspired by my peers instead, that's when I really started to take off and find a passion for it. So, and then obviously, like I had mentioned, danced in high school for our pom team and danced for the Rampage, and now coach, which is probably the best reward out of all of it.
Yeah. Really quick, just why is it the best reward? I'm just curious. I want to dive a little bit deeper.
Without getting emotional, just
bring it on.
I mean, all of us love to dance because we love to perform, and I'm awarded to live vicariously through all of them and see, their talent beyond way what I could do. And just them hitting that floor makes me feel like I still have you still get that little heartbeat like you're on the stage, maybe even worse than being on the stage. But just
totally
seeing their growth as dancers and just as young women it's really special.
That's super cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's so cool to hear your history. I've known you for a couple of years now, and I don't think I knew all those things. So that's so fun to hear. Jenna, you want to take it away?
Yeah. So I am one of the kids who started out when I was 3 years old because my mom put me in class. We tried a few different activities before. I wouldn't really call them sports because I barely knew what I was doing, but I never took to anything where I had to use a ball. So yes, it was. And then right when she put me in, I just fell in love with it. I started competing with my studio when I was 7. So I got in at a really young age, and then I competed all the way up with the studio until I graduated high school. And then I was also on my high school dance team for 4 years. So I got to look at both the studio and the high school team world. And then when it was my senior year and I was choosing what school I wanted to go to, one of my biggest factors in choosing a school was just somewhere that I was still going to be able to dance, because I knew I wanted to dance, but I also knew I didn't want dance to be my career yet, but I wasn't ready to give it up. So that's why I was really lucky to find Davenport, so I can be on the team and I still get to get that student athlete kind of vibe that I had going in high school. And I love it so much. And I'm so excited for my senior year. Last one, best one.
Got it. That's so awesome. Thanks for sharing. That's super cool to hear your background, because I've seen you from afar, and you've come to some classes here and there, but obviously I didn't get to hear your background and context on who this person is. So super always fun to hear people's passion for dance. Gabs, what's up?
Hi. So I didn't start dancing studio since I was like 7. Before that, I just remember all my family members saying you were always dancing when you were a baby or a toddler. You were always like bobbing to something. You were always doing something. And I felt like my mom was like, yeah, it's about time. When I was about 6, 7, she put me into a studio. And I remember just falling in love with trying to progress myself and challenge myself. And I feel like that's where most of my passion came from, is always pushing myself to something, to get a trick or to do certain amount of turns or to whatever it is. But I did studio dance all the way up until my senior year. So I also did, like Jenna, I did the high school dance team for 4 years. I also did other sports, so I wasn't 100% committed to dance. And when I was looking at colleges, I wanted to find somewhere that felt like home, and Davenport really did feel like home, and it brought more of a passion to dance, because again, I wasn't 100% committed to dance. I was always like, oh, I have volleyball or track or basketball. I never really was like, this is dance. And ever since I came to Davenport, I'm like, wow, I should have been doing this all along. Like, I love it. And I just can't wait. I mean, I am coming back for a 5th year, and I'm so excited to see what next year holds. And hopefully,
that's so cool. I love how all you guys end your dance experience with like, so in Davenport, that's like my thing. So let's talk about Davenport. Let's get into it. Let's talk more about you guys are on a dance team. Tell us about Dance Team World. One, I don't know much about it. I did not grow up. My mom didn't put me in at 3 years old. But I was always bobbing to things like Gabby, but I don't know much about Dance Team. Never been on one. So Gabby or Jenna, or Gabby, you want to take it away? Tell us what Dance Team World is. Tell us what it's like for somebody who just doesn't know about it.
Oh man. For someone that came from studio to like dance team, it's really competitive, because at a studio level, yes, there is competition in studio, but I wasn't someone who did competitions in studio. And so going to the Dance Team World, it's all about competition. It's all about, you know, who has the best turns or who has the best technique or the best facials. While in studio, it's like, you could be good in a group, you know, like everyone still looks good, but it's completely different when you hit a stage. I think the competing aspect is something that gets overlooked versus studio dances versus dance team.
Nice. Coach, you want to add some like administrative insight to that? What is the Dance Team World like?
It is crazy, especially because, I mean, every team has a different support level from their university, and every team is then treated completely different by their administration. So you have some teams that are treated like club sports. You have some that are treated as fan engagement only. And then you have some that are treated as varsity sports. So I mean, even within our state, it's different. It's not even like this is North Coast versus South versus East versus West. Every team is completely different. And that awards some challenges, you know, in both sides. You know, some teams, you know, we're very blessed at Davenport, but sometimes, you know, I'm like, is this giving us a competitive edge then? Is this creating an unfairness level when we go to a national stage in D2 that I need to be cognizant of? You know, there's so many different levels and tiers to the dance world. It's very unregulated still. You know, you have cheer, that's an emerging sport. So there's some different considerations for them. But when it comes to dance, you know, especially amidst the last year, you saw complete dance teams get shut down. You know, it's devastating, and just carrying that weight on our shoulders too as we went to nationals is something we talked about a lot. You know, we know that we were very lucky, and I don't even know how the pieces fell in our favor to get there. But we carried the weight of those that weren't able to compete this year, because we felt it last year, and I can't imagine having to go through it 2 years in a row. But the Dance Team World is a force to be reckoned with. It's emotional. It's crazy. It's competitive as heck. You know, there's a lot of different things that you learn. And as a freshman coach, there needs to be like a training session for you. I mean, I've learned some of these things, and every year throws new stones at us, but it took me a long time, even just going down to nationals, of being like, where do I walk? Who do I talk to? How do I get to the competition stage? Do I have to press the music? What? You know, like, there's just, it's fun. It's crazy. And I wish that I had a clearer answer to you, but my answer clearness is that it's not clear.
Okay, it's not clear. So you guys have said it's competitive, it's crazy. You talk about walking to the main stage. So we're gonna take a really quick break and see, like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Four minutes.
So you guys should see Colleen was in the back like ooh, like dancing and doing moves and stuff. Like, so Colleen, tell me, what did that bring up for you watching that?
Every year, oh my gosh, the memories are so special. That was one of the last times we hit the band shell, actually. So hip hop finals are on the band shell, which you can tell the energy is insane. You could probably see me jumping up and down in the front area. But I mean, your goal always is for your nationals piece to hit its pinnacle on the stage. That is always our goal. And that routine did. So it's one of those ones that just gets me pumped up and
Got it. So you guys have told me that, dance team world is crazy, it's competitive, it's unregulated still. You're still working on it. It's been crazy seeing some other programs not be able to make it there. So with that type of pressure, what has this year been like? Jenna, I would love to hear from you. Like this, obviously she just said the goal is to go nationals, to perform well. You're having COVID issues. You seeing other programs get shut down. What has that been like for you?
So I think even though this was only my second year going to nationals, I truly think this was the hardest year on us, not only physically to try to get this dance right, but also mentally, just in the fact that we never knew if we were going until Wednesday morning when we got our COVID test and had to get on the flight 2 hours later. Like there was always that like little thought in the back of your head that like we could still not go. This could all be for nothing. We worked so hard this entire year and it could just all get taken away with one positive test. So that I feel like was one of the hardest parts, just the not knowing of it all. And then also once we got there, it was completely different. Like my freshman year, I walked out of like our little hotel area and there was just dancers and cheerleaders everywhere. Like no other tourists, no parents, no one besides dancers and cheerleaders. And they were all either like flipping and throwing people in the air or like on the grass hitting some hip hop dance really hard. And it was so like intimidating, but also energizing. Because I was like looking at these people and I'm like, I am those people.
That's me.
Like, little kids walking around and that's what they think of me. Like I'm that now. So I gotta look cool. I gotta look put together and I gotta go kick butt on this stage because there's some little kid looking at me, watching me. Maybe they're a dancer. Maybe they want to be on stage one day. So
that's super cool to hear.
I love it.
Gabby, you want to chime in on that?
Like the aspect of going to nationals and being in Daytona?
Yeah, going to nationals and dealing with all those challenges that you had.
Yeah, like Jenna said, it was like every day was like, are we going to be able to go? Are we not? I mean, even it wasn't November or December that we got a 2-week lockdown, and that just like we got to dance for I think like maybe a month, if that, and then all of a sudden we got shut down. It was like, oh my gosh, like what if this happens later on? Like what are we gonna do? And this was around the time we were gonna learn nationals too, so we're like, oh my gosh, are we not gonna be able to learn nationals? Like are we gonna be pushed behind on schedule? It was always something was always there, and I feel like that pushed us to work even harder in practice. So I'm kind of thankful for that little pressure in the back of our head because we knew that this could be the last time we're at practice. I mean, it got ripped away from us last year. So I feel like every practice we had, we're very, very grateful and thankful to be at practice. And I feel like that helped us push into when we went to Daytona. We like Jenna said, there are distractions, but we knew like, this is where we're supposed to be. And we worked so hard to be here. Let's take it all in and like, let's just run with it. And let's take all that adrenaline. Let's use everyone's energy that's around us and put it into this routine and put it into this piece and into each other as well. So.
Yeah. No, that's real good. That's good. Coach, you want to share like what was the biggest challenge, I guess from your perspective?
The biggest challenge was definitely just getting everybody in one room together. I mean, I don't even think we had a practice with everybody actually present until mid-January. There was always somebody either virtual or on lockdown or, whatever it be. So it's really hard to create that culture that we pride ourselves on, that team camaraderie, the thing that I talk to everybody about when we start have camp in the beginning, like really where those roots are for the team. I mean, that's what a dance team is about. It's about the roots. It's about the culture. It's about not I anymore. It's not about a solo. It's about us being one, being a unit, hitting the dance floor together. And it's so hard to build that foundation so late in the season. I mean, our last practice, I felt like we built a castle. You know, like, and I think a lot of that speaks to like the pressure was gone, the unknown, that factor was gone. We were all there, and it was our last time together to practice, and we knew we had it, but we didn't get awarded those emotions until our very last practice. You know, so the pinnacle of the castle was built literally the last moment, when usually we like to build that foundation and have team bonding and get into the nitty gritty of who we are and love our differences and understand differences in people. You know, you don't talk about that stuff in a studio as much. You don't get to, you have your pods and you have your cliques, but this is about understanding not who you're comfortable with. This is about understanding different minds. This is about a 22-year-old relating to an 18-year-old. You know, there's many different things that the freshmen learn from the seniors too, that we just, all of that got negated and kind of swept under the rug. So we had to build routines, emotional routines, without being emotionally connected yet. So it was hard. It was hard.
I'm curious on which one is your favorite? Which process?
The routines between both of them?
Building that emotional bond in the beginning and having the season, or having it how you had it now, because it sounds like it was kind of a rush at the same time. So I'm curious on which one would you prefer?
I would not beg this season on my worst enemy.
Okay.
It was, I mean, I loved it, and it will definitely go down in the record books as being the most emotional. But I like to have control of things. I will speak very honestly about that. Like, the unknowns were detrimental, I think, to us. I feel like we all felt like we were pouring from like empty cups for a bit. So it was hard.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Gabby, you've done a lot of agreeing and like, oh my God, hand clap and stumping and shouting. So I would love to hear your thoughts.
I just think, I don't know, when I was a freshman, like I came in and like I said, you learn from your vets, you learn like what NDA is like, you learn what the competition is like, you build a connection with the girls around you. And when you're not sitting by them, or even like with the mass, it's really hard to just like see someone's emotions sometimes. Like if someone's having a bad day, it's hard to like pick them up. And it's when you don't have that, and when it's a screen, like it's really hard to build a connection. And so getting that emotional point was, it was late in the game, and we didn't connect to the music, and we didn't connect. I mean, some of us connected to the music, but it was more of a connection with each other and to the music with each other that didn't hit till like very end. And I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Definitely could agree to that.
Nice. So sharing all of this, right? This whole timeline, very crazy, emotionally challenging. Jenna, what was it like? Walk us through about to get on stage. We just performed, and now results just said we're national champions. What is that like? What was that?
Okay, so I'll talk about, because we actually took the stage 4 times, but the time that we won. So what happens is all the teams, you have like a practice schedule, I would call it. Kai walks us over to the Ocean Center, and we wait outside for probably like 20 minutes, and then the NDA staff escorts us inside, and we have 12 minutes to stretch. We have 12 minutes on a little Marley strip where we practice our turns and our tricks, and then we have 12 minutes on a big stage where we go through the formations once, and then we do the dance full out, and then once that's all done, they take you backstage and you're about to go on. But right before we were about to do this finals performance, one of our girls actually got hurt, like right in the practice room while we were doing the dance. So that just kind of intensified it so much more. And the people who were in second place behind us going in to finals, they were so close on our butts. And we could see them when we were backstage, and they looked so hyped. They looked like they were just ready to go out and literally murder the stage. And I feel like I just saw them and I was like, if I don't go out and like kill this, then Kai's gonna have my head. Like, we have to go kill this. These people are serious. We need to be serious like them.
Yeah.
So for the finals performance, we'll get in a team circle. We'll talk about the things that we need to do, like faces, point your toes, strong palm arms, stuff like that. And then we also have a little prayer, which just kind of winds down everyone's nerves. And then right before we're about to get on stage, we take 5 deep breaths together, which was probably my favorite part. Just because if you get nervous or not, I mean, I've been doing this for a lot of years now, and I still get nervous every single time I'm backstage. So taking those 5 deep breaths together not only calms you down individually, but it gets everyone kind of on the same like vibe. We're all together. We all feel united. And then they have you line up backstage, and there's a girl. They like clean the stage for you before you go on, and it feels like 2 hours. It's probably only 20 seconds. We're just waiting for her to tell us to go out. And then she tells us to go out, and you just run. If you don't run, you get trampled. You just run. You don't know what you're expecting. There's smoke. The lights are like flashing in your eyes. I don't remember running on stage. I know I ran. You go to your spot, and then the music turns on, and it's just like, it's almost kind of like an adrenaline rush. Like it's just, I don't want to say it's like a high, but it's kind of like an adrenaline high. And it's just the best feeling you've ever had.
That's so cool. You gave us such a great visual. Wow. Coach, so you guys won, right? Like, what was that like as a coach, going through the process, having past teams and just so many different things? Just tell us the significance of this win.
Oh, huge. I mean, with all of the emotions and the weight of last year and being able to go, I think it's probably one of the best wins we've had. I mean, we are honored enough to this being our 3rd national championship, but the weight of this one and how I'm going to wear this on my sleeve for the rest of my life will definitely be the one that goes down as like the hardest win. Not only just because of our competitive pool, we were against a lot of great teams, and going into finals, there was a 1-point difference between 4 teams, which is insane. And a lot of these have been in D2 for a long time. And here we are coming in, these newbies, especially into team routine, what we competed in, trying to take that top spot. That's a lot for us too. And like respecting them as being in this field for so long and us coming into Division 2. So, I mean, all of those things piled on top of each other. I definitely was very emotional when it got announced. I knew we had a very solid piece. Our choreographer is absolutely outstanding. And, we've been putting a lot of time into it. And I knew we were close to the peak. I was still a little bit nervous. And we had 8 people on the floor that have never been to nationals before out of 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So more than 50% of our team. So that's nerve-wracking as a coach as well. They talk about this adrenaline rush. And my biggest concern as a coach is how do you hone in your adrenaline rush when you're on that stage? Because it can smack you across the face and then the music ends and you're like, what did I do? What happened out there? So getting to, as you progress through the national stage and your nationals appearances, you start to hone that in. You start to feed off of it. You use it to your advantage to hit your trick solid. And, it's just something that it doesn't happen usually your freshman year. So I'm really thankful that these freshmen understood it as quickly as possible and really, tried to grasp what we were saying to them, but there's nothing like your first time at nationals and having so many freshmen with the past 2 years. The weight of our seniors last year, like my love for them is unsurmountable. I feel like every piece of the pie and our friends and family, my goodness, we have never had so much love and support behind us. I mean, we always do, but they put together a family send off. I think every family was almost in attendance, it just, the love and the backing that I think all of them felt beyond just the university and each other was made the win not just us, it made the win for everybody. So
yeah, that's a beautiful story. That's such like a peak. Like, wow, I feel like I just watched a movie.
I
That's
broke
so cool.
down. I like just shoved my hands in my
The
face.
snotty nose and the ugly cry.
It was like ugly cry into a mask, so nobody could see it.
They're like, I think she's choking. Is she okay?
Like, ruin my lashes.
They probably actually think you got COVID, so I would definitely stay away.
Yeah, great. Oh, great.
That makes sense. So we talked about freshmen. We talked about parents. What if families are seeing you? They're like, whoa, we want to consider, possibly, going to that program, or somebody who is into dance and don't even know that you can possibly get benefits and a scholarship. So can you talk about what that process is like? How do you choose that? What should people be looking for? How can people find you? What do you look for? Things like that.
Absolutely. So I do everything private recruitment based. We actually don't have open auditions at Davenport.
Okay.
And I think, as you can see, as we talk, it's a lot about our camaraderie. It's about this culture that we built, and we want to make sure that we're tying these dancers, these student athletes into that correctly. So we like to build relationships early. I've offered as early as sophomores before. So it's never too early. That is my biggest thing for dancers. It is never too early to talk to coaches. And don't be intimidated. If you just want to know more about the dance world, send an email to a coach that you're interested. Send an email to me. It doesn't mean you have to be on Davenport's team, but I'm happy to talk to you about the process and what these coaches are looking for compared to a high school dance team, compared to a studio. So I'm definitely looking for a holistic dancer. I want you to have POM capability, especially now that we're back in this team world, which dance team, quick segue, for those of you that don't know, is a combination of jazz, hip hop, and POM in one routine. It is specific to NDA, and that's what we won our championship in. So we want to make sure that we're, hopefully maintaining this title and coming back to maintain it. I'm looking for well-rounded dancers. You have to have POM experience. You have to have jazz experience. You have to have hip hop context within your body. You need to know stylistically the different types of hip hop that are going to be incorporated into this piece because you're resetting every 45 seconds into a completely different style.
Yeah.
Definitely looking for somebody that communicates well, is comfortable being on camera, and talking and speaking about themselves. Bring you out of your shell if not. It's something I'm looking to work on. But I definitely being somebody that can be woven into our fabric. And I'm not saying that you have to, like I talked about earlier, I want different backgrounds. I want people that are coming from all over the place because that makes it stronger. We all learn from the people next to us. And if we're all from the same place and space, we're not going to. So that's something I'm always looking for. I think we only have 2 or 3 people that might be from like the same group.
Yeah, for sure. Kai, thanks for sharing that. Gabby, do you want to chime in and just say, as a student going through that recruiting process, how did you find Davenport? How was that relationship built? And, what do you feel like you got out of it? And how would you share that to other people?
I actually remember, so funny. I remember the day that Kai actually DM'd me on Instagram. So she found me through social media, and I was sitting in Frankenmuth, and it was like, not to call Kai out, I think it was like 8:00 at night. Okay. And I'm sitting eating dinner, and all of a sudden I get like this little ding, and I was like, Davenport Dance Team messaged you. And I like opened it. I was like, I looked at my mom and said, Mom, look at this right now. Like, I was just so excited. I'm like, someone reached out to me, because I came from a small town, and as a small town, I didn't think to get recognized by anything. I posted maybe like 1 or 2 videos of me dancing. So like personally, I didn't put myself out there to even be recruited, and I didn't even reach out to anyone to be recruited. So to have that made me feel so like, oh my gosh, I feel so special. Like someone's reaching out to me and someone wants me like on their team. That's amazing. Let's go check it out. And I did an open audition with closed audition with a couple other girls. And just to see, I think Kai wanted just to see what we had, what style, what technique we were like compared to the other girls. And just to, get a feeling of us, like she said, to build that camaraderie. Jeez, oh, peace.
Yeah.
And I think that when I walked into Davenport, I was like, wow, this feels like somewhere where I'd want to be. And then I got to meet the team, And I'm pretty sure the next day I called Kai back and I was like, hi, Kylene. I was just wondering if I could, yeah, I want to be on the dance team. So it was really quick decision for me, but yeah, it didn't take me long to think about wanting to be on the team. I think even just reaching out to me just sparked my interest because, again, small town, didn't think anything of it. So social media really helps in that.
Good. Kai, if somebody's interested in a dance team, joining Davenport or any dance team, what would you tell them to do right now?
Follow their social media accounts. You have to follow their social media accounts and then look at their bio. Some of them will have like a link tree up or they'll have their own website. You'll be able to digest pretty quickly how they like to be communicated. If their email, the coach's email is not on there or a website to fill out a recruit form, just DM them. I promise you, all coaches are on their own Instagram and Facebook profiles. That is the way most of us recruit. I would say 90% of dance coaches, this is not their full-time job. So they, this is 8 p.m. Instagram messages is a lot of what I do. 90% of the team's from Instagram, me just searching senior dancers and finding talent that I know meets what we want and then seeing how responsive they are. If they're not responsive to my messages or they're not giving me fruitful answers in my questions, I usually just leave the conversation alone, honestly. That shows me a lack, even if they don't want Davenport, just being respectful to a coach reaching out to you is huge. So if they're dismissive, if they aren't giving me clear contextual answers, I usually will kind of let the conversation peter out. It really depends on, how embracive they are to me reaching out, how appreciative they are. And then where our conversation kind of stems from that. So I would say social media is your number one mainstay for reaching out to college coaches. And a lot of them right now are posting about clinics on their stories, in their feed as well. Most teams, especially with the last year, are navigating to a recruitment model. Even your big 1A, 1 schools are not doing open auditions anymore. So they're looking for video auditions first. And I mean, honestly, for seniors, a lot of them kind of missed that boat. So like I said, it is never too early. If you are a junior, if you're a sophomore, even if you're a freshman, you usually can attend these clinics, get involved with the teams, find out where your personality fits in. Every team has a different personality, a different culture. Find what you feel comfortable and safe space and where your styles match.
Got it. Yeah. Jenna, that was good to hear from a coach perspective. Jenna, can you share from a student perspective? If somebody wanted to join Davenport right now, what advice would you give them or in general to any dance team? So,
I think, so when I was a senior in high school, I was really ambitious. I applied to maybe like 12 to 15 colleges.
Okay.
And my decision to go to Davenport was kind of last minute. And I feel like if I had a Davenport dancer to talk to prior to committing or prior to even like thinking about going to Davenport when I was making the decision where I would go, I feel like I would have signed way sooner. I think it's really important. I mean, if you're not, I know sometimes a coach can be a little intimidating, but and it's easier to talk to your peers. So if anyone is looking to be a college dancer, literally do the same thing. DM a college dancer on Instagram, ask them anything. I know I love to talk about dance. I love dance, so I will talk about it all day. I'm sure all these other girls feel the same.
Okay.
So I definitely think just reaching out to college dancers, seeing what it's like, seeing how to balance athletics and academics, because we are a student first, and that's a really big thing you still have to remember when you're dancing in college. And then also Michigan, these past couple of years, actually how I met Kai, has held like a dance team college combine. So I feel like this is a really great resource because I had no idea what Davenport was, but I showed up to this combine. They had their table, 2 big trophies, 2 girls in national champion jackets. I was like, I need to go over to that table. I need to see what these people are about because I want to be that.
There you go. There you go. How does that feel, Kai, when you get to hear your dancers talk about their experience?
Emotional. I mean, it's been such a ride and I've created these relationships over so long. So, I mean, every recruit is a win. And it really, like I had mentioned, just creates the fabric that we are. And I really just think that everybody that is on the team is meant to be here. And, you lose people sometimes and it's always hard to wrap your head around, but I've gotten stronger about it. And I really believe that we have the roster, especially going into next year, the most solid roster ever. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for ending it that way, because the last question I have for you is what's next? What's next for Davenport University? What is it that you're hoping to accomplish? What's the vision, if there's anything, right?
We were on our way back from nationals and I was already planning for next year.
You were already all right, rehearsal on this day.
I did joke. I did play a game on them actually. The day after we won, I told them that we were having practice at 7 a.m. I am the worst. It was a total joke, but so we are hoping to have a somewhat normal season. Obviously, nothing's promised, but we are hoping. Typically, we attend camp in July, so we have a boot camp, and then we go to NDA camp to receive our nationals bid. That was what I was speaking to earlier, really where our camaraderie is built, a lot of team bonding. It's hard, it's challenging, but it gets them to a level that we're all in the same playing field. Get those freshmen acclimated to my style of coaching and what we're looking for in cleanliness. But game day, I'm so excited about game day. I want to completely revamp our game day experience. I think the spirit within us, our fire has even been lit more, and how prideful we are of Davenport that we were awarded the opportunities that we had this year. So just to get back out there, our football team is fairly new too. So just excited to be back on the track, revamping our sidelines, our game day experience as a whole is going to be really super fun. And I'm excited that I can have these two with me at the change of it. We're always looking to evolve, always looking to be better, getting inspired by other teams. Teams are starting to open up more too about what they do, what their process looks like. For so long, I felt so siloed and alone, but now that I'm able to talk to these, have conversations with people like you, there's a new great dance team podcast that got kicked off by the coach of the Duquesne Duquettes. She's been a super great inspiration for me. So just feeding off those people and adjusting it into our sales and figuring out what's best for Davenport and how we can then technically increase our elements, increase each of these dancers as they become Davenport dancers, not only their freshman year, but their sophomore year, their junior year, their senior year. No complacency anymore, and defending that title. I mean, I would love for both routines next year to score over a 90. That has been my goal for a while. And I really think if the tools in the tool shed that are there right now, and amidst all of this, if we don't have any setbacks in regards to practice time, I really think we can do it. So
nice. That sounds so exciting the way you explain it. I think you guys have done an incredible job sharing with us what the dance team role looks like, what's been your experience, what's been the challenges in this role, what has been the day-to-day excitement once you won your championship, and then kind of how you want people to come into your program if they're interested. So I loved it. I loved hearing about it. If you're online and you have any questions, please do share. Jenna, any last words you want to share?
I just want to say I'm really excited for next year. It's my senior year, and they always tell you that it's hard to get to the top, so it's even harder to stay at the top.
There you go.
I am still reliving this win 100%, but after I took my week off, now I'm back into the gym, and now I'm back on game mode. I need to start working on my jumps right now. So next April, they're going to look killer on that national stage.
Nice. I'm so happy for you. Thanks so much for sharing. Gabby, any last words?
I'm just, for one, I'm thankful for being here. So thank you for having us.
For sure.
I am just going to come out of the gates and tell the freshmen, just like I did this year, listen, if you're not at my level, then you need to get here, because I want to defend this title. As a whole, I'm speaking as a whole, we're going to defend this title, and I want to bring it. I want other teams to fear us, and I'm ready to just conquer and continue. And watch them and continue to conquer.
Nice. I love your energy, Gabby. You got this Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality type energy. I can feel it through the screen. I'm this podcast, let's go. You know, like got me going too. Yo, that's so awesome. Colleen, so if somebody wants to contact you, they reach out via Instagram or they try to grab your email. How would you tell them to do that?
Yeah, Instagram is best. Like I said, my email is on there as well as my cell phone. I am one of the most transparent people, probably to a fault, out there. So reach out to me. I will tell you everything about Davenport. We're lucky enough to offer scholarships for all of our dancers, and we are fully funded. So dance finally kicks you back. We pay for everything from your lashes to your tights. We don't wear tights anymore, but
Wow.
I mean, your lashes to your costumes to your shoes. We are very, very lucky. And we like to, kick back to the dance world. Dance is expensive, and a lot of people can't, put themselves through studio, all of the classes that some other people do. So I like to be able to understand that and take that in as dancers hit our team and, adjust those scholarships as needed. It's not just a technical scholarship. These scholarships are based on your need. They're based on, where you're coming in from. Yes, technical is a piece of it, but there's so many other elements that go into those decisions. So reach out. We love to talk to everybody. Again, you don't have, even if we don't offer your major and you're just scared to reach out to a certain coach, I promise I probably know them. I'm happy to talk to you about how to approach them, what to say, what not to say. You can practice with me, whatever you need. But the more the merrier for Davenport too. We truly just love our little family. And I always say, like, I don't know how long I can do this, but I don't know how long I can't do it because it is my love and my passion.
We're going to look 5 years down the road and you're still going to be like, I don't know how long I can do this. I actually
and crutching in and I can't.
Got it. Hey, well, thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to share your passion, to share your experiences, to share personal information about yourself. I truly, truly enjoyed it. Hopefully the people who are listening now and who listens to this in the future can get some type of substance out of this, and I'm sure they will. So Jenna, Gabby, and Coach Kai, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye.
You too.
All right, guys. So that's most of our episode. We're going to keep it moving really quick. We have a few things that we want to share before we get out of here. The first one is we had a conversation about, is this going to be the last year for Drop-In Wednesday? It's a question that I've been playing around with. I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things that's in the work that DanceFire is working on, tech related. We're trying to find better ways to, community organize when it comes to dancers, get more opportunities for dancers, get more programs into different schools. And that stuff takes, different type of schedule. And so I'm playing with the idea. I don't necessarily have an answer for you. What I would love to hear from you is like, would you guys still like another year? Would you like to see some different things? And I think I'll probably give you the answer in episode 2. I know it's kind of a cliffhanger. Totally didn't plan it like that, but that's how it came out. So still working on that, and we'll love your feedback on that. That being said, we're going to keep it moving, guys. We're going to keep it moving. We just had a really great conversation with Davenport. I kind of want to share some things that's coming up that you guys may be interested in. So if you're a dancer watching this, there's some things coming up that you may be interested in. So the first one I want to share, these are events. The first one is Urban Night. It's happening in Chicago. It is a very, very super, super dope event that happens. I have not been to Urban Night, but I promise you all the dancers who talk about going to Urban Night, they love it. They're having it May 1st outside at the Memorial Stadium. So I would tell you guys to go Google that. If you're a dancer, you're looking for some community, you've been dealing with COVID for a while, please go search Urban Night. It's going to be a really great experience. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to go from Urban Night, and then I'm going to bring you guys back to Michigan. We have July 12th. We have the Detroit to LA Dance Intensive that's happening over in Detroit. Detroit, super dope dance community. I don't know much as far as a pitch or a sales understanding what this what the organizer of this event will want me to say, but just from the lineup that they have, it looks like they're serious. It looks like they're gonna have some fun, and so I'm excited for that to be an opportunity. So you guys go check out Detroit to LA experience. Also, by the way, there's sun here. In my house, the sun sets on the right. In the west. In my house, my place faces west, and so there's a lot of sun here. So work with me. Here's the last thing, guys. We had a great conversation. I want to show you the top 5 dance videos that I saw this week. So I seen some videos, and I would love to show you guys some dances. So let's go ahead and take Detroit to LA off the screen, and let's go through a few dances. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share, and I have 5 to share with you guys. The first one is going to be, let's see, this is Protect the Brand by Melvin Temtem. Melvin Temtem is one of my favorite choreographers. So I'm going to play this video. I'm just going to show you, top 5 videos I saw. I would love for your feedback on if you guys like this setup, if you want some other videos, if you want to send me some of your personal videos or other people that's around you that's teaching. I would love to see that as well. So let's check out this Melvin Temtem video. So I only plan to show like a minute or 2 of each video. That Melvin Temtem choreography is super, super dope. The way that they were playing with the different musicality, the different levels, just even like the smooth, like just like the grooves in between the choreography. It wasn't like bam, bam in your face. It was aggressive, and he was, he was going for it. But at the same time, there was a lot of grooves in between. And so it's just a really fun video to watch. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to share. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio. Please let me know if you cannot hear audio. I'm going to try to make sure that you can. So let me do this again. I'm going to share my screen. Please jump in and let me know in the comments if you can't hear the audio. Here's the next one. Brian Puspos just released a Leave the Door Open video, and you got to see it. You got to check it out. All right, so I got a message saying that the audio isn't working, so I will continue to work on the audio. I will do this next session. Again, this is our first episode for Drop-In Wednesdays podcast. We have already our next interviewee next week is going to be the AMA dance team. The AMA college dance team also have won a championship, so we're going to talk with them about their championship run. I'll come back with some technical things prepared, but I'll give you the 5 videos that I shared. So you have Brian Puspos. I'm going to put these into the comments really quick. You have my top 5. Actually, I'll try to like post it or something on my story. So either way, I have top 5 videos that I love, that I would love to share. I'm going to get out of here. Remember our business concepts, please. And let us know what you thought about this episode. Is there some questions you would like to hear? Is there some other things you would like us to talk about? Time is short, and we want to just make sure that we don't take up too much time. So again, guys, remember, in everything that you do, consistency builds momentum. And I can't wait to see you guys. And tonight, if you're dancing with us, I'll see you at drop-in. Take care, guys. See you. Peace.